You don't stay awake because you're stressed. You stay awake because your brain is addicted. Addicted to chaos. Addicted to unfinished thoughts. Addicted to the noise you claim you want to escape. Your insomnia isn't a sleep problem. It's a survival mode loop your mind refuses to shut off. Let's expose the real reason you can't sleep. Number 10, your brain doesn't trust silence anymore. When the world goes quiet, your brain panics. Silence should calm you, but your mind treats silence like a threat. Because silence means one thing. You can finally hear yourself, and that terrifies you. So instead of resting, your brain replays everything you've been avoiding. The decisions you skipped, the conversations you never had, the versions of you you're scared to become. Night doesn't create your overthinking. It reveals it. And when silence exposes the thoughts you've been suppressing, your brain does the only thing it knows how to do. Stay awake. Stay alert. Stay in control. You're not fighting sleep. You're fighting the truth waiting for you in the dark. Number 9, your brain has been rewired for constant stimulation. You don't struggle to sleep. You struggle to power down. Your mind is stuck in always-on mode because you've trained it that way. Scroll, swipe, switch apps, switch thoughts, switch emotions. Your brain isn't resting during the day. It's chasing stimulation, dopamine hit after dopamine hit. So when you finally lie in bed, your brain doesn't understand the assignment. You want rest. Your brain wants more input. It's not insomnia. It's a nervous system that forgot what stillness feels like. Your phone didn't just take your attention. It took your ability to stop thinking without external noise, telling you what to think about. You can't sleep because your brain is addicted to the very chaos you say you want to escape. Number 8, your mind replays the day because you didn't process it while awake. You don't process emotions during the day. You push them aside so you can function. So what does your brain do with all that unprocessed noise? It saves it for later. And later is always 2 a.m. Every ignored thought returns. Every suppressed feeling surfaces. Every decision you postponed pulls up a chair. Nighttime becomes a backlog of your entire emotional day. You lie in bed, and the brain finally whispers, "Now that you're not distracted, let's talk." And suddenly you're replaying conversations, mistakes, what-ifs, future catastrophes, scenarios you invented just to torture yourself. You don't lose sleep because you worry. You lose sleep because you didn't let yourself worry earlier, so now your brain forces the conversation when you least want it. Sleep isn't blocked by your thoughts. It's blocked by your avoidance. Number 7, your brain enters survival mode. Even when nothing is threatening you, your body is lying in bed, but your brain thinks you're in danger. Not because something is wrong, but because your mind has been living in stress mode for so long that it doesn't know how to turn it off anymore. Your nervous system is stuck in a loop. Alert, tension, scan, repeat. Your brain checks the doors you never locked, the tasks you didn't finish, the people you might have upset, the future you might ruin, the past you can't undo. That's not overthinking. That's hypervigilance, a survival instinct that won't stand down. You're not awake because you're anxious. You're awake because your brain is convinced that the moment you stop being alert, your world will collapse. Sleep feels unsafe when your mind is trained to anticipate disaster. Number 6, nighttime is when loneliness gets loud. During the day, you distract yourself. At night, distraction stops, and loneliness steps forward. Not the dramatic kind, the quiet kind. The kind that whispers, "You didn't connect with anyone today." The kind that asks, "Does anyone really understand you?" The kind that reminds you you're carrying everything alone. This loneliness isn't about being physically alone. It's about being emotionally unsupported. Your brain wants rest, but your heart wants comfort. And because you don't get it, your mind keeps searching for it in thoughts, fantasies, memories, messages you won't send. scenarios that will never happen. You don't stay awake because you're overthinking. You stay awake because you're emotionally starving, and nighttime is the only time your brain is honest about it. Loneliness isn't loud in the daytime. It waits until you're trying to sleep to tell you everything you didn't want to feel. Number 5, your brain thinks nighttime is the only moment you have control. During the day, your life doesn't feel like yours. You respond, you react, you survive. Every hour belongs to someone else's expectations, messages, noise, and demands. So when night finally comes, your brain feels something rare. Freedom. Freedom to think. Freedom to pause. Freedom to exist without being pulled in 10 directions. And here's the twist. Your brain doesn't want to give that freedom up, not even for sleep. So it stays awake, not because you're stressed, but because this is the first time all day you felt like you actually control anything. Sleep feels like surrender. Staying awake feels like reclaiming yourself. Insomnia isn't always desperation. Sometimes it's rebellion. Number 4, you're exhausted, but restless. You're tired, mentally, emotionally, physically, but your brain is restless, and restlessness is louder than exhaustion. Restlessness is the mind saying, I still have something to fix. I still have something to solve. I still have something to protect. It's the belief that if you fall asleep, something will be left undone, something will slip, something will break. So your body sends sleep signals, but your brain cancels them. Because your mind is not done fighting. You don't stay awake because you have energy. You stay awake because your brain refuses to slow down while there are still fears unprocessed, tasks unfinished, feelings unaddressed, and threats, real or imagined, unresolved. You're not sleepless. You're internally unsettled. Your body wants rest. Your brain wants closure. And closure always wins. Number 3, your brain is stuck in prediction mode instead of sleep mode. Your mind isn't trying to relax at night. It's trying to predict the future. You're lying in bed, but your brain is running simulations. What if tomorrow goes wrong? What if you forgot something important? What if that conversation blows up? What if you disappoint someone again? What if you fail publicly? Humans don't fear the unknown. They fear the possibility of the unknown. And nighttime is the perfect environment for these predictions to grow louder. No distractions, no deadlines, no noise. Just your brain and its endless list of what-ifs. Your mind believes it's protecting you by staying awake because prediction feels safer than vulnerability, and sleep requires vulnerability. You can't sleep because your mind is too busy trying to prepare for disasters that haven't even happened. You're not an overthinker. You're a survivor who forgot how to stand down. Number 2, your brain uses overthinking as a way to avoid feeling pain. Here's the part people never admit. You don't stay awake because you're thinking too much. You stay awake because thinking is easier than feeling. Overthinking is a shield, a distraction, a mental noise machine designed to keep you away from emotions that might hurt. Disappointment, shame, fear, regret, loneliness, self-judgment. Your brain would rather torture you with endless thoughts than let you sit in raw emotion for even 30 seconds. Thinking feels productive. Feeling feels dangerous. So your mind keeps spinning, not because it enjoys the chaos, but because chaos is easier to manage than the truths hiding underneath it. Your insomnia isn't a thought problem. It's an avoidance strategy. Your mind keeps you awake because it's scared of what might surface if you ever went quiet. Number 1, you're not broken. You're overstimulated, underrested, and emotionally overloaded. This is the truth you never tell yourself. You're not sleepless because you're weak. You're sleepless because you're carrying too much, for too long, with too little space to process any of it. Your mind isn't malfunctioning. It's overwhelmed. You push yourself all day, drown your instincts, silence your emotions, and pretend your stress is normal. But at night, the mask slips. Your brain finally reveals how tired it truly is. Not physically, but psychologically. Overthinking isn't the problem. It's the symptom of a brain that never got a chance to rest, a heart that never got a chance to feel, and a life that keeps demanding more than your nervous system can handle. You're not fighting sleep. You're fighting the accumulated weight of everything you refuse to deal with in the daylight. Insomnia isn't a failure of your mind. It's a message from it. You don't stay awake because something is wrong with you. You stay awake because your mind has been surviving, not living. Your thoughts aren't attacking you. They're trying to tell you the truth, that you need rest without guilt, stillness without fear, silence without self-judgment. Sleep returns when your mind no longer feels like a battlefield. You can't force your brain to rest. You can only give it a life it no longer needs protection from. Because the real reason you can't sleep isn't the darkness around you. It's the storm inside you that finally wants to be heard.